What you guys, got another video here for you. In this one we're going to be looking at dual booting Windows 10 with Ubuntu. Now if you've not used Linux before and you want to get your feet wet a little bit and get into Linux and try to make that transition across from Windows to Linux, it might be advisable to dual boot your system with Windows 10 and Linux, and that way you can sort of switch from one to the other without committing fully to Linux before you learn it. So learning a new operating system is never easy, and dual booting is a really good way of learning your operating system before you actually fully commit to it. This video has been brought to you by 0 and 9. Use the discount code to get your cheap copy of Windows 10 Pro. You can use the promotion code Brian-W for Windows 10 Professional OEM key and get a discount, and get that for $12.79. If you're interested in Microsoft Office 2016 Professional plus retail key, you can use the promotion code Brian-M and you can get a reduced price on that as well by using that coupon code. Links in the video description. So how we're going to do this is download Ubuntu here. Now of course you can download any sort of Linux distro you want. We're going to be using Ubuntu here because it's probably one of the most easy to use type distros you can download, and also Linux Mint and stuff like that are pretty easy as well. So here we have the search. We've put Ubuntu download here, and you can see we've got a download button here. This will take you to the desktop version of Ubuntu. This version of making this video is 18.04.1 LTS, and you can hit the download button here. I've already got mine downloaded, so we're not going to leave that alone, but you just download it. Okay, next up you're going to need to create a bootable flash drive with Ubuntu on it, and we're going to be using Rufus for this. Now there's other software you can use, we're just going to use this one. Okay, you're also going to need a flash drive, and I've got that plugged into my computer. So let's go ahead and download Rufus. I'm going to be downloading the portable version here, so hit the portable version 3.1, and that's it here. So I've got my flash drive plugged into the computer here. You can see it here. It's got stuff on it, but that's going to be wiped out, so don't worry about that. So let's go ahead and open up Rufus. You'll get this box popping up. Do you want to allow Rufus to check for application updates online? I'm going to say no here, but if you want to, you can do. So here we have Rufus open, and it's the portable version. Now you can see it's detected my USB flash drive. Make sure you've got your USB flash drive detected here. It says SanDisk Ultra. You can see here it's a 32GB drive. Disk or ISO image, please select, and you can see it gives you the disk or ISO image here, and you can select it by clicking on the select here. Here we get in the ISO image. So we've got our Ubuntu selected here. We can leave it on MBR and BIOS or UEFI. We can leave it there. FAT32 is fine. Everything else is fine here. You've got this little area here that shows you a quick format. That's going to do a quick format of the USB flash drive. All I need to do now is click start. So you can see here it's basically saying that it needs certain files, and it needs these two files here, and you can go on the internet and download these. So I'm going to say yes. And what we're going to do next is write the ISO image mode. Recommend that. Click OK. It will give you a warning and say all the data on that drive will be erased. So if you do have information on that drive that you want to keep, I would advise you to skip out here. But if you want to continue, just click OK. And this will then go ahead and start to create our bootable USB flash drive with all the files that we need to install Ubuntu on our system. Okay, that's now done, so we can click close, and we can now reboot our system here and boot up to our USB flash drive. For that, we're going to need to change our boot order, and I'll show you how to do that. Now you're going to need to tap F1, F2, escape, delete, or the F12 key to get into your BIOS. One of those keys will get you into your BIOS. Then click on settings here, and then we can click on boot. Now under the boot section you'll see boot mode select, and you can see here we've got ours set to legacy plus UEFI. By default it's normally UEFI, but I've changed it to boot to legacy plus UEFI. It just makes it a little bit easier. Under the boot option 1 you can see USB boot disk, and that is our sound disk with our Ubuntu on it. Make sure I select that for my first boot order. Then we're going to go into settings here. Inside the settings we can see USB configuration. Inside USB configuration you can see I've got legacy USB support enabled on my BIOS. Now your BIOS may be different, but you just need to hit save configuration here, but they're the settings that I'm going to do for this BIOS. Now we can save and exit and move on to the next step. Okay, so we've booted up to our Linux here, and you can see we've got Ubuntu. We've got options here to try Ubuntu, and we've also got the options to install Ubuntu. We're going to go straight in and install Ubuntu here by clicking on install Ubuntu. It's going to give us some options to change the keyboard layout. So I'm going to change that for us here, and you can also change whatever you need. I'm going to click continue. Now it's going to also ask us for a normal installation, minimal installation, depending on what you want to do. I'm going to do a normal installation here, and download updates while installing Ubuntu. You can untick this and do this later on if you want. I'm just going to leave this ticked, and you can also install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware and additional media formats. It's entirely up to you whether you do these two. I'm going to leave these ticked and click continue. It's going to move on to the next step now. Now you can see here it gives us the option to install Ubuntu alongside Windows 10, and this is exactly what we want to do here. We don't want to wipe it, we want to keep it on there, and this way it keeps all our documents safe. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave this radio button in install Ubuntu alongside Windows 10 and click continue. So you can see we do have a slider here. Now we can change the partition size to what we want. Now obviously you're going to see a much bigger size here. This is a virtual box, and you will need to pull this slider across to make whatever size you want for Ubuntu. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as is, around about there. That'll be okay for this video, but you can make this how you want. So we're going to click install, and I'm going to click continue. You do have advanced partitioning tool down the bottom there. I'm going to go continue, and you can choose your destination here where you live. So I'm going to leave that as London. Click continue, and now we can set up our account. So what I'm going to do here is put my name, and you can see here it gives you this name here for your computer name. You can change that. I'm leaving that as is, and we want to put a password inside here as well. Here we go, and we're going to go continue, and it's going to start copying those files and start setting this up for us. And it's a really easy thing to do, to dual boot with Windows 10, and this also gives you the benefits of learning a Linux operating system without committing fully to it and having to wipe your system. Okay, so the installation is now completed, and we can now restart our computer by clicking on restart now. It's So it's asking us to remove our installation media and push enter. So once we boot up, you can see here we're going to have options to go into Ubuntu, or we can go into Windows 10, depending on what you want to do. Okay, there's some other things here, but if we go into Ubuntu now, and there we go, we're up to the desktop of Ubuntu, and you can continue to use your operating system from here. And of course, if you want to learn, you can start to update it and stuff like that, and go ahead and start using your operating system the way you would use Windows 10. But that's how you can dual boot Windows 10 with Ubuntu. It also wants to do updates now, so we just let that update. And it wants my password, and it will keep doing that because that's the way we set it up. And that's how you can do it. So anyway, I hope this one helps you out. That's how you can dual boot Windows 10 with Ubuntu. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Hope this one helps you out, guys. If you want to see how to remove Ubuntu after you've done all this and you want to go back just to Windows 10, then let me know in the comments section below whether you want to see that video, and I'll make that next video for you to show you how to remove it and get back to just having Windows 10 if you want to see that. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you again for another video real soon. Bye for now. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the big red subscribe button on my YouTube channel and hit the bell notification button next to that to be notified when we upload new videos.